Well, hello, hello, hello. I hope everyone is having a great night. Welcome, welcome. Tonight is our every other Sunday where I go over different things with you guys and teach you different things about the products that we offer at the store. So tonight, one of the things that I wanted to go over with you guys is a few different products. So when you come on, please say hello. Let me know you're watching from. And if you're watching on anything besides our Junction 71 page, or Junction 71, I'm sorry, instead of the JJ Beans page, I am Cheryl and I am with JJ Bean Designs. And obviously I can't talk tonight. So please say hello. Let me know when you come on and let me know where you're watching from and which page you're watching it on. I'm located in Hollis, New Hampshire. So one of the things that I'm going to do tonight, so right now you can see me pretty clear, but when I go to actually show you what I'm doing, I might bring my camera down a little bit so you guys can see exactly. So let me show you first the products we're going to go over tonight because I have these cute little boards made up. Can you guys see these? These boards are made up with a few different colors on them so that you guys can see how the different products work on each of these boards. And then I have this really fun one, which is just Baby's. This is actually, I used all silk line and there's a reason. I'll explain it to you guys in a minute. Hey, Emily in Bedford. And then we have this board here. Now we may not use all the boards, but I kind of want to because I really want to show you some stuff. Hey, Ann over in Indiana. How are you? I do have my iPad over here in case I couldn't see any of the comments, but I do see the comments coming on. So I actually may go ahead and pull that iPad down here in a second. But let's go over what we're going to chat about. So the first thing is we're going to use, have you guys used the Gemstone Mousse from Dixie Belle? If you have not used the Gemstone Mousse from Dixie Belle, let me tell you something. You guys, this is a great product. I'm going to show you guys how to use it, when it's appropriate to use it, or to use Gilding Wax instead. Sometimes people get them confused, like, should I be using Gilding Wax? Should I be using Mousse? I'll explain each of the products to you, and then we'll go on from there. The other thing we're going to work on with tonight is all of Dixie Belle's, and I keep them in a basket because I have so many of them, right? I have all the colors. So this is their Gilding Wax. They have it in the bronze, the gold, the copper, silver. Actually, I have two silvers in here. Black. And then we have zinc, which is like a gray. And then we also carry their Chameleon Waxes, which is really cool because I'm going to show you how they change what they look like depending on what the color is that you use them on. So this is the Apricot, the Lilac, and the Chameleon, or the Cactus, I'm sorry. All right, let me pull the Gilding Waxes out so that we can kind of have an idea. And I'm going to put this basket away so you guys know they're all out. All right. First of all, let's talk about mousse. So Dixie Belle Mousse is actually a water-based product, okay? It's a water-based product. And the reason you would want to use mousse instead of Gilding Wax, so I like it if I'm doing bigger areas. It's more of a paint on, where the Gilding Waxes you can use your fingers with. But I do know that we do get some feedback that we've been told about. And one of the things is that the mousse smears, or they feel like they'll put it on and then you'll go to put top coat over and it smears. I'm going to show you guys how to not make it smear. And luckily, everything I'm teaching you guys tonight, if you guys aren't familiar with AJ's Vintage Design, it's Amy over at AJ's Vintage. She actually taught this class to all of us that are retailers for Dixie Belle. And it was one of the most awesome classes that I ever got to teach. I learned about all the different products. So I'm going to teach you the tricks that she taught us. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So we have it in amber, golden gem, which is the gold, and then the garnet. We do have a silver, but I used it all on a product on one of my pieces. So I don't have any silver here tonight, but we're going to use the other three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with that first. Oh, just to let you know, if we have enough time, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about the glazing too. Because glazing's fun. People aren't sure how to use it. I might have to be able to teach you guys. Depends. I have an hour's time. If not, we'll just use it on the next one. So let me lower the camera so that I can kind of have you guys see more of what we are doing and not my face. How's that? There we go. All right. So a little crooked, but it'll work, right? Hey, Jill. All right, so let's start with the first thing. The other thing that I have for you guys here is I got these little, they're like trim pieces. I got them in black, white, and then pure wood. I kind of want to show you what the differences are when you go to use those as well. All right, so let's start with the garnet first, because the garnet actually is a really cool one. Look at that. It's nice. It's a red. It's perfect for this time of the year. And it's exactly what you think. It's garnet. So when you get your Dixie Belle mousse, they are all different textures. It doesn't make them any different. They are all different. And it's just because of the pigments in them, the way that they settle. They're all different, but the one thing that is the same about every single one of them is before you use them, you need to mix them. I use these little popsicle sticks. The other thing about Dixie Belle with the mousse is a little goes a long way. Can you guys see how much I have on here? I'm going to put this in here, and when I show you guys and I mix it up, you're going to be blown away by how far a little goes. So I'm going to cover that up. All right, here comes the trick. When you're using the mousse, you want to use a top coat in it, a gloss. You don't want to use a satin. You could use a satin, you could use a flat, but it's just going to take away your color and the shimmer. And the reason that you're using is for the shimmer, right? So you're just going to put just a tiny bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me show you. It's just a few drops. See that? Just a few drops. And then I'm going to take one of my brushes and I'm just going to mix that top coat into that really well. Just going to mix it in really, really well. I'm going to take it off the sides here. And now I'm going to show you guys just how far this goes. And I'm going to paint this. And then by the time we're done tonight, this will actually be dry. So I want to show you guys. Let's start right here, only because I will tell you that I didn't tape it off right. And it's a little bit. So you see how I'm painting it on? That's one of the differences. It's also a water base. What does that mean? It cleans up with water. You don't have to use anything else but water to clean it up. Now I'm painting it around all these edges in here. Look at how just a little bit goes a long way. And this, like I said, is the garnet. We're going to use all the colors just to let you know. I'm going to use all the colors tonight on every one of these because I want you to see the different things that they do. All right, do you guys see that? So that's the garnet. Let's put the garnet away and let's work with some gold. Gold is one of my favorites because everybody likes gold, right? So here is the Gemstone Mousse. It is called actually Golden Gem, which is the gold. And as you can see, it has not been opened yet. See how thick that looks? That's normal. You're going to take and you're just going to mix it around, mix it really good because it settles just like everything else that you use. You always want to mix it up really well. It also sometimes looks like it has a greenish hue to it. It will not go on with a greenish hue. It goes on as a gold, just to let you know. All right, again, I'm going to take just a little bit of this. I'm going to throw it inside of this our little handy dandy thing here. I'm going to put this aside, grab a little bit more top coat. Just taking a couple drops. When you guys come on, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Everyone knows I always love to hear where you're watching from and a little bit about where you're at. So I usually ask what the weather's like, but it's this time of year, except if you're where Jill is in Florida. It's just cold. It's starting to get cold. All right. So now this is the Gemstone Mousse. That's the gold, right? Let's take the gold. We're going to go right across the top here. And this is on the white. Now I used there's all these little edges in here, so I'm trying to get in the edges because I purposely bought them with these little bevels so you would see the differences. I used actually our silk paint line, which is from Dixie Belle as well, because this has a top coat built into it. When you are using the mousse, top coat first, then use your mousse. It's a little easier to go on. Plus, if you make a mistake, you can wipe it off. Jill said it's a freezing 65 degrees here. You're funny, Jill. Hey, Jessica out in Vegas. I haven't seen your beautiful face on here in a while. Nice to see you. All right, so here's the gold, and the gold is painted on. And see how beautiful that comes on? And a little bit goes a long way. You do not need a lot. I just lightly brush that across there. Then we have the gold. All right. Now, the next one we're going to do, I'm going to have a big mess here by the time we're done, is the amber. Ooh, I love the amber. So here's the best part about these, and I'm actually going to show you a couple things. You can mix and match these as well. In other words, you can take them and make your own colors. So I have taken I just got the amber down inside the gold. All right, way to go there, Cheryl. let me pull this up. I have taken and mixed gold and amber and the amber together, and I have made a rose gold, which is really, really pretty. All right, so here's the amber, and the amber kind of looks like a bronze. So we're going to take a little bit of that amber in there, and I'm going to take just a little bit of top coat. I am going to close this one so it doesn't dry out. Yes, Jillian said, Jill, I can call her Jillian because that's what her full name is, but we call her Jill, or Gypsy Jill if you ever check out her page. Just some amazing work. Yes, these are very bright. These are more painted on. So why would you use these instead of Gilding Wax? The Gilding Wax are good for detail. I mean, you could detail with these too. Let me show you something. So here's the white right here, right? So say I wanted to just lightly brush that across there. I could just lightly brush that. And then I give it like a nice detail. Let me show it to you on the black. It probably shows up just a little bit more. So here's the black, right? If I bring it across here, see how it just goes on those details? You would just use a light touch. Like I said, a lot goes a long way here. So we're going to take this one next. And this is the amber, which is basically a bronze. Bronze, copper, however you want to put. I think bronze has a little more of a green to it. This is more of a copper look. And like I said, a lot goes a long way. We're going to bring this down. I almost wish I hadn't gotten a beveled one to show you guys these because it's a little harder on screen to work with any of them actually when you're working on a bevel. And then again through here. Have you guys noticed that I haven't gone in and gotten more? Because there's enough on here that a little bit goes a long way. It's down inside my brush, so I'm trying to get it. It's actually down by the ferrule of the brush at this point. I'm trying to get it off to the actual bristles so you can see it come across. All right, so now that is the amber. But now let's take a little bit of the gold and mix it with some of that amber. And let's make a custom color here. And then this was with a little bit of gold attached to it. It just lightens it up just enough to kind of give it more of like a brownish color, I guess you would say. Because then on the other side here, we're going to do a little bit of rose gold over the other colors so you guys can see it. See how a little bit goes a long way? I did have to go back in because I didn't have enough on my brush. I didn't mix a lot. I have literally used this on a piece and never had to dip back in and just use everything that was on my brush just by doing the accenting. This goes good on the rings of like a table when you're going across a table. Can you see how I added that gold and made my own lighter? All right, now we're going to take it a different level. We're actually going to take a little bit of this garnet and add it to the gold. I don't have enough in there. Hold on. This is all that we mixed already. And I'm going to add that to the gold. And we're going to come over here. And now I have me a beautiful rose gold. And actually, I probably could have added a little more garnet to that. Here we go. Oh, yeah. A beautiful rose gold. Because what I did is I took those two colors and literally made its own color. Said watching from the North Pole because I feel like an elf, a Junction elf. She must be getting ready for all of her Christmas. Our Merry Market is next week over at Junction. If you guys are in the area, we shut down on Friday and it turns into a winter wonderland. Everybody's pieces come in. We all decorate for Christmas. Can you guys see that? So you can actually take these. Now, these are the mousse. Now, I'm going to take these. I'm going to put them aside because I want you guys to see. By the time we're done chatting, I'm going to rub my fingers across those, and they are all going to be nice and clean and dry and ready to use. All right, let's take these off, and let's start working with some Gilding Waxes because I'm going to show you some really cool stuff with the Gilding Waxes. Now, most people, when you think of a Gilding Wax, right, you think of, hey, Emily and Nashua, you think of, when you say gilding wax, you're like, it's just going to accent some pieces. I'm going to take gold. I'm going to take whatever. We have lots of different colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start on one of these boards, and I'm going to show you the different waxes. What I am going to show you, though, did you guys notice I got that on my hands? Can you guys see that? I do want to show you guys what we use, and we sell these at Junction as well as on our page, on our website. This is called a Scrubby. These things are amazing. They get your hands so clean, and they take so much off. And because they have actually a citrus oil in them, it helps with everything. So oil takes off oil, water takes off water. So if you get oil on, so oil-based something, which the Gilding Waxes are oil-based, you use something oil to get them off. I sometimes actually will use olive oil if I can't get it off. It works with the stains and different things like that. You just scrub with a little olive oil, and usually they come off. And then I scrub with this after. So these are Scrubbies. They're citrus-based, and they're awesome because they actually built, this one's been used, but I'll show you guys. They're built with like a sponge inside of them. So like I just scrub my brushes across them. I do all different things with them. They're a lot of fun. All right, let's get to the Gilding Waxes. So I don't want to worry about scrubbing my hands tonight. So I'm actually going to use these gloves that I get at Harbor Freight. They're amazing because I have tiny hands. So these work great for me, and because I don't want to wash them tonight. So let's start with our regular Gilding Waxes, okay? Let's start with the copper. I'm going to put these aside. Let's start with, let's see if I can pop this because I just realized I didn't bring something behind here with me. I'm going to use some scissors to pop this open. Let's start with the copper. It's the copper. And then we have zinc. I'm going to pop them all open because I want you guys to see the insides of them. We're not going to use the chameleon stuff yet because that's just crazy talk. All right, I'm going to try and put them here so you guys can kind of see them as I'm working with them. I'm going to put them in the order too because I'm going to use what's on the cap because you don't need a lot of them. My caps typically have a lot of stuff on them. It's the silver. It's the gold. As I touch my face, I probably just got it on my face. Probably. Here's the black. The black and the, which I use all the time, the copper, aren't showing, don't have anything on the lid, so they won't be. Then I have the bronze. I have one more, I believe. Oh, nope, that's an extra silver. All right, so it's 6. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we only had 6. All right, so I'm going to start with the first one, right? And I'm actually going to do a little bit here, a tiny bit here. Well, actually, let me grab and see if I have one that has more blue on it. There we go. Let's do this. Because I want you guys to see the different colors on the different colors, how they just look a little different, right? So let's take a little bit of this zinc. I only need a tiny bit. Can you guys see how much is on that glove? It's just literally touching it. And now here's the Gilding Wax. And do you guys see how it just accents it? That's what a Gilding Wax is for. It is not for a large area. If you want a large area that actually shows the different things, I should have went to the other thing. You would want to use like the mousse, or I have other things that I've been teaching as well. You want to use a mica powder mix. That is actually the copper, I believe. Yes. Let's get back to the zinc. And you know what? I told you I wasn't going to use my fingers because I don't want to wash them, but I don't like working with the gloves on. Not with the Gilding Wax. All right, so we're going to go back to this. We're going to take a little bit of zinc. I'm going to show you how it looks like on here. I feel like I can control it more. All right, so I want to show you guys something else. See how I got it on there? And I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if I like that. I have baby wipes. Wipe them back with baby wipes. So if you take it, oh, actually this is the, can't use it for this one. You got to use it for the mousse. If you don't like where the mousse goes because it is a water base, you just use the baby wipes and it'll wipe back. So let's go over here. Let's check out the zinc on this stuff. See how you're just using it to accent the different areas? And this is the Gilding Waxes. I'm going to show you something really cool that you can do with the Gilding Waxes in a minute. Let's go back over here now to the copper. You can see how it looks different on every different color, right? And yes, this is a kind of messy. I would not do it like this on my furniture or my other stuff. I tend to be a little more precise with how I'm doing it. You can use a brush to use it on as well. So I use a stiff brush. Let's see if I have any behind me here. I can show you guys a stiff brush. Look. Yes. Oh, I have one in here. All right. So if you take a stiff brush, you can take a stiff brush and say, let's do that with the silver. So say I wanted to brush it on instead. I could just go right on here with the brush and brush this on instead of using my finger, right? So now I just have a silver going across there. Let's do the silver on here. So what is your favorite colors that you guys have worked with in Gilding Waxes? So now the silver on this Bay Breeze does not show as well, right? And then we're going to use it on the white. Of course, silver on white looks amazing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use my rag here. Clean this off a little bit so I can get to another color. All right, now let's do the gold. As you can see, I use the gold a lot. I have some right here. I'm going to put it onto the brush, and I'm going to brush it across. Look at the gold on the black, right? You can get some really cool effects with it. I think black shows a lot of our gilding waxes. So cool. Can you guys see that? Look how cool that is. Pretty cool, right? All right, so let's get down to, this is the Bay Breeze. I want you guys to see how different everything will look on each color. And then we're going to do some really cool stuff with these on one of our other boards. So then this is the gold on the white. You guys see that? All right. I know I have my rag here. I just had it in front of me. Let me get the gold off of here. Now I'm going to do the black. This is the black Gilding Wax. Again, these are all oil-based, so as you can guess, you're probably not going to see it on the black, right? You can barely see it because it has a little bit of a tint to it. All right, we're going to come over here. This is the black. So why would you use black if you're distressing and you want it in an area that might have a little bit of extra distress in the corners? This is great for that. I tend to blend with our other waxes and not these as far as that goes, but you can use them for that. All right, so that's the black. And my other favorite, it's open and ready to rumble, is bronze. You can see where I stuck my finger in there to use it. And then here's the bronze. So I personally am a super fan of the bronze. I use bronze on a lot of pieces actually, and I'll show you in a second what I really use it for the most. And it's kind of mind-blowing what it can do. I use the bronze and the gold for what I'm about to show you. All right, and that's the bronze. Now I will tell you, these will be up at the store so you can kind of see how each one works and what they look like. So if you go into the store locally, you can see them. I'll try and get some good pictures for here to show my website and on Junction. All right. So those are all 6 of the standard colors, right? I'm trying not to put it straight up because I know it gives you a little bit of trouble with the glare with the white. Let me see if I can come closer and show you guys. See all the 6 colors? You can see all the 6 colors. Now I'm going to show you guys something cool that you can do with these colors too. We're going to start, let's start with the gold, right? So let's go with the gold. And then maybe into the bronze. And then into the copper. See how I'm blending them? They blend amazing. All right, let's go to maybe the zinc. And then into the zinc. So the zinc does have a little bit of like a silvery gray tone to it. Look how beautiful those, they absolutely blend amazing. And then we'll go with the silver. Can you guys see that? You can blend all of these together and have them all go together. It's really cool. I'm going to put this aside because I want to show you something else. Say you have hardware. You want to change the look of your hardware. You can absolutely take Gilding Wax and paint your hardware with it. This is actually wood and it's going on awesome. So now I have, it was wood and now it's silver. This, hey Nancy. So this will actually dry. This is wood based, oil based, and it will dry. It typically takes a little bit of time, but I just kind of leave it alone and then let it do its thing. And now I have a silver, which was wood. Now I have silver one. Let's take another one. This right here, this is actually a backer that I have, right? So let's take this silver again. Let's go across this. Say I just want to brush across this. I just want to bring some accenting out on this. So that's the silver Gilding Wax doing that. Can you see how it just kind of accents it? Say I was like, oh, I kind of like this, but I think I would like to do a little bit of the gold. You want to dip it, you want to blot it off, and then again, same thing. You just brush it across. Right now, I'm just accenting it. But say I wanted the whole thing to change into gold, right? I can literally take this and brush this and all these crevices. Use a stiff wire, a stiffer brush. Do not use a soft brush. If you use a soft brush, it's just going to push it around. It's not going to do what you want it to do. And now, as you can see, half of it has been fully coated, and then the other half is just accented. And now when this dries, I now have gold hardware to use. All right, let's do one more. All right, so here's a good example. This is an old-fashioned piece that came off of one of my dressers. How many of you guys pull these off of stuff, right? You're like, ugh, I just want it to look better. So then you just reach into your bronze. This is what I use my bronze for, right? And I'm just going to brush it across here. I actually usually turn these. Let me wipe this back here for a second. I'm going to wipe it back a little bit. That's the other thing. If you don't like it and it's on the cess, you can actually wipe it off. So I'm not going to do bronze on this one. It's just these weren't cleaned very well first. You should clean them first. Let's do it with the gold instead. It gives a little bit more of what I need to show you guys. So you see how it was all pitted looking? The gold is now covering all of that. And it's giving me a nice gold. Look at these, the balls right there, right? So I'm actually going to bring this closer and show you guys how it just covers the hardware. See how it covers the hardware? So now I'm going to leave part of it undone because I want you guys to see it. This is the undone part right in here. And this is the gold that I just used the Gilding Wax on. So Gilding Waxes are not just for the actual furniture. You can use them to update your hardware. Look at that. You can see the difference from the top to the bottom. Can you see that? You can use them to update your hardware, make them a little more specific for you. Here's another piece. This was actually a cover piece from another one that I pulled off. And then let's go across here, and I'm just going to accent it with this. I'm just taking my little brush, going a little bit across. Just going to accent it. Just go across a little bit, just like this. And now I'm bringing this up, and I'm updating it to a more updated look with a little bit of pizzazz. It doesn't look as old, and it just has a little more pizzazz because all of the areas have been accented. You guys see that? So it just actually brings it to life. So that is actually my absolute favorite thing to do with all of my Gilding Waxes, is I love to use them to update my hardware and to do things with them. I'm cleaning this off because I want to try and use the same brush for our next step. So the next thing we're going to work on, let's put all these babies away. And the next thing that we're going to work on is the Chameleon Waxes. The Chameleon Waxes are really cool because they actually change with whatever you're using them on. And it'll look different on every color. And we're going to show you that too. It's pretty cool. Let me get across here. All right, one more. Boy, these things. I had to go and open them all up, right? All right. So let's close this up. When you guys come on, please say hello. Let me know where you are watching from. And if you guys follow my page, if you don't follow my page, up in the top is the way you can follow my page. And if you do, you know that I actually started a contest yesterday. Be sure to go up to my page and enter it on the contest. There is a link to the contest in the description of this video for you as well. It's a lot of fun. You guys will be able to win lots of products. So we're doing a little goodie bag of products from HP Distribution. I Love Hue, Dixie Belle, a few other ones. So it's kind of fun, I tell you. All right, you guys ready for these? These are the coolest right here. I want to hear a show of hands. Who has used any of the Chameleon Waxes? So this right here is actually the Cactus. All right, so this is a green. We're going to use this down here, and I want to show you guys how it looks different. So this is actually supposed to be a green. So it looks green on here, right? This is the Chameleon Wax. I want to put it on kind of thick because I really want you guys to see the differences. Can you guys see that? That's the Cactus. It's a green. Anne says she has lilac. How do you like it, Anne? Hey, Jessie. How are you? Jessie's over in Australia. All right. Now we're going to use this on the Bay Breeze. So this is Cactus on the Bay Breeze, right? Now on this one, it gives a little bit of a yellow. That's why they're called chameleons. They actually change color based on what you're using it on. Can you guys see that? It gives it more of like a yellow kind of hue to it. Anne said she loves the lilac. We're about to use the lilac. So now let's dip into the lilac, right? Oh boy. Here's the lilac. I was supposed to use it on the white. Hold on a second. Let's get back here. I didn't use it on the white yet. Back up, Cheryl. And this is the Cactus on the white. Remember how green it was over there on the black? On the white, it literally is like a lighter green. It's almost like a very hint of almost like a mint green. I'm going to hold that closer so you guys can, it turns pink on colors. Yeah, lilac does turn pink on colors. So if you guys, I'm trying to get it to where you guys can kind of see the different colors, the way that they hit. Can you see how it is more like almost like a yellowy light purple? I mean, light green for that. All right, now let's hit the purple. Let's hit lilac. This is the one that Anne's talking about. Look how purple that is on the black. Can you guys see this? This is crazy. So here is the lilac color on black. Here is the lilac color on the Bay Breeze. It's more like a pink, like a light pink. This is what Anne was talking about just now. She commented that hers turns pink on things. Now on here, it's pink. Can you guys see that? Look how cool that is. Purple on one side, pink on the other. And now let's get to it on the white. And this is where I think it turns like a really, yeah, I had stuff on my brush here. All right. So on the white, it's actually barely there on the white. It's there, but not a lot. And it's kind of like a little pinkish hue. It definitely has a pinkish hue to it. Now, here's the thing about Gilding Waxes. When you go to use them, one of the things that you can do is actually wipe them back too. So when you go to put them on, if you don't like how bright they are, you can actually wipe them back. All right. So now we have the lilac. Now I'm going to show you guys the apricot, and then I'm going to go show you guys something really cool with it that you can do as well. So here's the apricot. And that's like a peachy hue. This is actually really cool. And it's funny because out of the container, it looks yellow. You think it's going to go on yellow, but it actually goes on like a peachy lilac color. Now I'm going to wipe this back just a little bit because I want you guys to see so it doesn't have all the excess. And then I'm going to use it over here again. And again, this has more of, so the apricot on the Bay Breeze, which is a green, actually has more of a yellow, kind of a yellowy orangey tint to it, but more of a yellower look to it. And then the last one we're going to do it on is the white. Now, I personally am not a fan of the chameleons on the white. I think that they look great on the black. Can you see the differences? So those are the difference of the chameleons. Look how bright they are on the black. Isn't that awesome? So that being said, we already have some of this on here. This is the apricot. I'm going to put some more apricot on here because I want to show you what we're going to do. It's the apricot. Now let's use the lilac. And again, we're going to blend them together just like we did with the other ones. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to blend all of these colors together. And this is great if you have a piece that has a little bit of each, so you can just do a nice little blend and take them and blend them nicely together. And again, I'm wiping them back. It just makes, number one, easier to blend in as well as easier to see. And then let's go to the cactus last. And then again, the cactus on the end here. And again, we're just going to blend them lightly into the colors with it. So you guys can see they blend really nice together. And then I'm going to wipe it back just a little bit. These are just shop towels that I'm using to wipe it back. Those are all of them blended on the black. Look at how cute those come out, right? So they're a great different use that you can use for the gilding waxes. So again, we have these all at the store. These will most likely go, the samples, to the store as well. So if you go in there, and by the way, when you're at the store, if you have any questions, you can always scan the QR code and it will actually message me directly and answer, so I can answer some questions for you if you have questions on anything you're using in there. All right, so let's do a little bit more. I have some time. Let's do this. Do you guys see this? This is just Bay Breeze. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of some of the actual, let me open this up real quick. These are our glazes. Look how cool these are. Oh, my hands are killing me. All right, let me get some stuff out here for our glazes, and I can show you some different ways that you can use the glazes. We're going to use the other side of these sticks because just like with the other stuff that you get, when you guys go to use it, you do need to stir it. So I'm going to throw this on top of here, but I'm going to use these sticks that we started with. I'm going to use the other side. So I'm going to stir this really quick. This is the copper glaze. And I'm going to show you guys just how cool that this can go on top of your stuff, just to change stuff just enough so that you have something different. So the glazes are not used to actually give a drastic change. A glaze is just what it is. It's a glaze. It's meant to glaze over a paint that you already have and give it that pizzazz. Change its color and give it a little oomph. Okay, I just want to stir this up really well. All right, so now you guys can see, hopefully see the copper in that. Can you see the copper in that? Let me get a couple of my brushes over here. So we're going to use this copper. It's a copper, I tell you. Copper. All right, when you guys come on, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. The glaze, see how it's like a jelly consistency? That's what it's supposed to be like. If it's not that consistency, it is not. So when you use a glaze, you're going to brush it on, just like I did here. But then you're going to take it and you're going to wipe that back. Whoop. You're going to let it sit just a minute. I would normally let it sit a little bit. So let's do all the colors and then we'll wipe it back. How's that? Just so we can get all the colors on and I can show you the different ones. Let's do black. Okay, so this is a great one to show because everybody sees the black glaze and it looks blue to them. Mine's not even open yet. And it looks blue to them. But the reality of it is it's actually black and it dries black. It just goes on looking blue. Open this up. Look how blue that looks. Mine actually is mixed pretty well. But let's take an extra thingy from over here. Let's mix this up really good just to make sure. Oh yeah, I guess my shaking it worked really well. I didn't think it would. I'm just going to use the same brush. You normally shouldn't, but we're just using a sample piece, so I don't care. All right, so I am just brushing that glaze on. And this looks blue, right? But wait till you see as it dries. And when you wipe it back, it dries with a black. So then that's the black. Hey, Deb, how are ya? All right, let's try another one. I will use the brown. I'm actually going to be using the brown on a piece. I have a customer that I am doing a vanity for that wants an old look to her vanity. So we're going to use the brown on it. So I'll show you guys the brown on this color as well. So glazes, can you use them for shading? I've had people ask me if they can use them for shading. Reality is I'm actually going to close this one and shake it really good. The reality is you could probably use it for shading, but you're not going to get the shading that you think you're going to get. Hey, Tanya. Glazes, like I said, they're to take a color that you have and change the way that it looks, meaning you want to give it a distinctive new kind of look to it, right? So here's the brown, and I'm just going to lightly, I'm going to, look at that one's like really distinct, right? So when we wipe that back, you guys are going to see that one really good. So that's the brown. And now, let me see what else here. I have a bunch of different ones in front of me, guys. I'm so excited. That's the grunge. Ooh, let's try Hi-Ho Silver. So Hi-Ho Silver is just what you think. It's a silver one, and it will give a silver look to your furniture. There we go, using the trash can on the floor again. I'm going to shake this really well. And again, like I said to you guys, your stuff should have a jelly-like consistency to it. That's what glaze is. Glaze has like a jelly-like consistency. Now, these glazes are great to use. I will tell you, say you don't have the glaze, I've taken paint and watered down paint to use it as a glaze because I wanted a different size paint, different color on my paint, and I wanted to dull it a little bit. All right, so here's the silver. All right, so that's all gonna sit for just a minute. While that sits, before we start wiping this back, let's go ahead and check out, let's put this up here, and let's check out what we used the mousse on. And I can show you guys how it dried very, very well. And you don't have to worry that it didn't. All right, remember I told you guys when you use the mousse, you wanna mix it with a little bit of top coat. Look at that, it's absolutely dry. Nothing coming up. Oh, I shouldn't say that because now I have it on my fingers because I had stuff on my fingers, but this is absolutely dry. I think over here, I put it on a little thicker, might have to dry a little bit, but when you use that top coat, it helps it dry faster. It cures it. And again, you want to use the mousse over your piece that's already been sealed. So this is the mousse. This is just painted. We're going to do a little bit of things maybe after with that. All right, let's grab some of this paint stuff. We're going to wipe back all this over here. Let's start with the copper. So I'm going to wipe that back just a little bit. Can you see as that's drying? Can you see that it actually has changed it and given it just a little bit of a different look to it? Now let's see the black. And that's a black glaze. Now inside of those crevices, that's going to dry a nice black. And then that's the brown. And that will dry in those crevices as well. And the same with the silver. So like I said, a glaze is what you use to change or to accent a color. So this is one color called Bay Breeze. It's actually on the silk line. And now as you can see right here, we started with the copper is over here. Nope, over here, backwards. Copper's over here. Then I have, what did I use? Black, then brown, and then silver. And it took, let me grab this color that you see on the bottom here. And those are the differences that it made it just by adding that glaze in the change. And remember I told you the black goes on looking blue, but then as it changes, it starts to turn black. Can you see that? It actually starts to turn black as you go over it. So I wanted to come on, like I said, to teach you guys stuff. And again, we also did this knob with some silver gilding wax. Look how cute that is, right? Super cute. And that's dry already. That gilding wax is absolutely cured. Let me see if you guys can see that. Absolutely cured. And now I have, it went from this wood. You guys see that wood, that yucky wood, to this silver knob. That's adorable. Like, look how cute that is. So that's another perfect example of using your gilding waxes. They're not just for updating. I thought I got something on my arm. They're not just for updating your to do like in edges or crevices. Okay, what else do I use mousse for? Let's start back with the mousse. So what else do I use mousse for? Have you ever seen when you have accenting, like trim like this on the edges of furniture? Sometimes I'll paint that instead. You can use gilding wax, but what happens is I tend to get it over on the edges on my furniture, and then I can't get it off. So instead I use painted mousse, and I use a little bit of, you have to use gloss, a little bit of gloss paint in there. That's what I use my mousse for. Gilding waxes. Remember I told you we can change hardware with it. We can do all different things with it. Look at it's accented on the bottom, and then the top is actually completely covered. So you can do that with your hardware. You can blend. You can blend all the colors into it. And then this is our chameleon. Look at, they look different on every single color. Isn't that crazy? Every color, each one looks like a different color. So now you can use all those. This is all the colors on a white, black, and what we call almost like a vintage duck egg. They all look different on every color. They accent different. They come out different. You just want to play with them and have fun with them. Like I said, I'll be at the stores. Let me flip this up a little bit so we can chit chat now. Now that we've gone over all the logistics and stuff, let's flip this up just a little bit. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys learned some stuff tonight. I really wanted to come on and teach you guys how to use some of these products because I know that either they're on the website or they're in the store and people have questions. They're like, how do you use them? What do you use them for? When is the appropriate time to use them? When is it not the appropriate time to use them? So that's what I've been trying to kind of figure out to do on Sundays with you guys. However, I do have something to show you guys. You guys ready? I'm going to move this away and I'm going to go grab something real quick and come back, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do the next time. I have been getting a lot of requests to teach canvas, specifically how to paint an angel. So next time, 2 weeks from today, we are going to learn how to paint this beautiful canvas right here with these angel wings. I'm going to teach you guys step by step. The link for this is on the Junctions events as well as JJ Bean's events. Just go ahead and put going so you'll get all the updates on it. There is a supply list in there to use as well. And oh, Debbie, we're going to have so much fun with this. Don't forget to join on it, okay? So we're going to give you the supply list. You'll have the supply list on there. We're going to be, it takes about 2 hours. Grab your friends, grab your family, all get together. You can all paint with me at the same time. It is free. I want to teach you guys how to do this stuff. I love sharing and teaching, so we're going to do it for free. Make sure that you join us. That is, I believe, the 22nd. Today's the 7th, right? Yes, it is the 21st, 22nd. Anyways, 2 weeks from tonight, but it's at 7 o'clock, not 6 o'clock. I usually do 7 o'clock, but we decided, 6 o'clock. We decided 7 o'clock so that more people will be able to come on and join us. So 2 weeks from tonight at 7 o'clock, we'll be teaching the angels. You can go to the Junctions event page or to JJ Bean's events page, and you can get all the information that you need. Click going so that you get updates, and share with your friends. The more the merrier, right? Right now, I think we have like 40 people joining in to watch and to paint with me. So I'm super, super excited to paint with everybody. Also, I am doing a giveaway. The link to the giveaway is up in the description. Please click that. That is for some products, some cool products I'll be able to send to you guys to give a shout and try. And then the last thing is next weekend at Junction 71 is our Merry Market. It is the Winter Wonderland extravaganza that happens every year. And if you come early, we do have an early bird entry. If you bring something for the Humane Society of our area, go ahead and bring something for one of the pets. We're doing food, blankets, all different things. I believe the list of what you're going to use, what they're going to need is up on the Junction 71 site. So go ahead and check that out. That is for the people that do come in early. We do this for every event. We do one thing that we give away to, and this time it's going to be the Humane Society. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining in. And tomorrow night, I will be on the HP distribution page at 7:30, every Monday at 7:30. Hope to see you guys there and hope to see you in 2 weeks so we can paint some angel wings together. Have a great night, everyone.